Ladies and gentlemen, in 1976, we had an Academy Award winning film with many nominations. It was called Rocky, and it stirred a whole new concept about an underdog, and the human spirit was impacted for a whole new generation. Back then, it was something new. Now we're in the 21st century, and we needed some young blood, some youth. And to make a spin-off based on one of the most famous characters of the Rocky series, Apollo Creed, we have his son, Creed, played by Michael B. Jordan, directed by Ryan Coogler, and both of them are the team from Fruitvale Station, which also was critically acclaimed and received many awards. In 2013, that movie came out, and it was an independent film, so you might have not heard enough things about it, maybe you haven't heard of it at all. I saw that movie, and the gritty, raw style of Ryan Coogler, who's not even 30 years old, was displayed on screen in such fashion that you could actually empathize with the characters. Perfect person to direct the spin-off for Rocky. Now, Ryan Coogler grew up watching movies with the Rocky movies, the series, with his father. And his father used to say, "We're going to watch Rocky 2 day after day. Get this in you. This is what you need." That whole concept about not giving up on yourself, whether you're Apollo Creed or Rocky, has shined through the Rocky series as long as Apollo stayed alive. After his passing, we find out he has an illegitimate son, meaning that he had an affair, ended up having a son that he would have liked to have forgotten about. Unfortunately, was left in foster care. Creed's real mother had died. By the time we watched this movie, Apollo had died in the hands of Ivan Drago in the Rocky IV film, in the ring, boxing. And here we have an orphan of a child, even though there's money out there for him, and because Apollo's widow, played by Felicia Rashad, as you know, is the mother from the Cosby Show. It's up to her to really find out more about her son. There's Ryan Coogler right back there. As you can see, this young director brought such a fierce raw performance out of Michael B. Jordan for Creed that it was just breathtaking. I'm talking about, you have Sylvester Stallone on the set, now working as Rocky, again in the film, except he's not this youthful Rocky running up the stairs that you see right here with all the kids running behind him. He is now perfectly placed on the timeline by Ryan Coogler as the aging mentor, sort of like Burgess Meredith played when he played Mickey, Rocky's trainer, throughout the series. So now you can look back to the last Rocky, Rocky Balboa, that came out in 2006, and you could say, oh, now I understand why we shouldn't have made fun of. Why is Stallone doing another Rocky? How could Rocky go back in the ring? Isn't he too old? Isn't Stallone too old? No. You put him on the timeline, compare him to this new Rocky in this movie. Look at his. You're like, okay, yeah, I could see him easily fighting in the last one, which was years ago. He was a beast. He was so pumped up and so built, he'll knock anybody out, including me and anybody who's younger than him from our generation. Now, even in this film, he's not going to show the kind of shape he's still in reality. So he's really, really acting now because he's trying to act old and aged, which he's not, because he defies age in real life. The performance, as you can see here, unfortunately, there will be something Rocky's fighting himself, which is sickness of some sort. I won't spoil how sick he is, but the performance of a lifetime by Stallone pops up in this film with Academy nominations on its way. The Oscar buzz, at least, is proving to be leaning towards Best Supporting Actor for Stallone. Now, here's the scene. Instead of Rocky 2, the kids are running behind Rocky. You have a Philadelphia tradition with these motorbikes or doing these Papa Wheelies. This breathtaking scene right here is probably the new Gonna Fly Now off the Rocky soundtrack. There's a new type of Gonna Fly Now playing, though the original Rocky soundtrack shows up perfect timing during the fight scenes. Well, the finale at least. So fulfilling and gratifying that you don't know what hits you. So I feel like after watching this movie, I've been on a roller coaster ride, and I think my review has been sort of like a roller coaster ride too, because you can't even follow what there's just so much images that are stuck in my head. I don't know where to begin or where to end. But I'll tell you this. Jordan's performance and Stallone's performance, all the performances, was so good. We have a heartfelt film now, stirring once again the underdog in your heart and your soul, and for a new generation not to give up on yourself. The Rocky theme playing in your head. You just have, and there's Cosby, you just have such momentum in your soul after this movie. It's like watching the first one all over again in 1976, except now you're watching it in 2015 because you needed this new director, this youthful team of people to come bring it back to life, to stir you all over again for this generation, to stir the soul all over again, and to make sure that Rocky is never forgotten. So call it Rocky 7 if you want, because the formula is there. Thanks to Stallone being on set, though he doesn't direct this one or write this one, we all know he had something to do with it. And the fight scenes in this film were the most realistic I've seen so far in any boxing film in history. I don't know what Ryan Coogler and Stallone came up with, but I've never seen anything filmed this way. We have the camera rolling continuously for the whole round, following the fighters around as they're hitting each other in the face. And it looks like you're ringside or right through the ropes watching them as the camera pans and doesn't shut off for a second. Similar to the Academy Award-winning Birdman, which came out last year, where we had a lot of one-shot takes with the camera where you're like, did the camera ever shut off? And when you film like that during a fight scene, it's just came out incredible, just breathtaking. Please see this film. You got all the elements of Rocky in this film. You got all the elements of Creed in this film. You got your two heroes. You got your characters fighting for their lives. You'll see what I mean when you watch this film. See Creed. There's nothing else like it. I'm still in shock.